The film starts with three students sitting in the middle of an empty auditorium. We get face-to-face with Brooke, who studies social psychology of everyday life plus international studies, Marcus, who studies cultural encounters plus social psychology of everyday life, and Regitze, who studies communication studies plus cultural encounters.
This program, maybe it's going to help you pay the bills, but it's also going to change how you see the world and how you see your place in it.
I don't think I want to be sitting in the office with numbers for the rest of my life.
I feel like Roskilde University is all about is like being critical about anything that you read and everything.
Blue frame with white text reading Bachelor in Global Humanities, Communications, Cultural Studies, Social Psychology, Media, Philosophy, Learning, History and Language. Scenes from a lecture, scenes from student planning groups, and then from students in a meeting. Scenes from lecture, scenes from student planning groups, and scenes from students in a meeting with a supervisor.
I've always been interested in the poetry, arts, singing, dancing, but also math.
I think my academic interest that led me to choose cultural encounters and social psychology of everyday life really emerged during our first year at Global Humanities. You know, these were not interests I came with necessarily before starting. And that's a great thing about actually having an opportunity to engage with the humanities before you choose what you're going to specialize in.
Global Humanities, there's some Danes, there's some like international students. We're so different. That's what I really like, which is also why I wanted to study in English, is that we're coming from such different perspectives.
From what I can remember too, that I've learned from Roskilde, I think the project works because you're constantly engaging with it.
I did a project about aesthetic strategies for working with environmental crises that was since developed into a presentation for an international conference with my old supervisor. It has also served as sort of a foundation for my emergent research interest and is something I'm exploring further in my bachelor project.
We started with one project on homophily and this idea of how we gravitate towards people that are similar to us and stuff, and then we looked into ourselves. And on my thesis as well, we're working on the concepts of storytelling, how that and womanhood, how that connects to each other. And I think I really like doing art ethnography in my projects because it opens up the space for people that look like me. There isn't much of that in academia in general, and I think I've learned so much from it.
Yeah, like you can always ask the supervisor if there's something that you don't understand, but they also give you this space to kind of take it where you want to go.
Yeah, and through collaborating with fellow students and professors, you get a whole lot more feedback than your final grade.
A lot of the time, they actually encourage us to be criticizing these like very big theorists, but why did they say that? Why is this person saying this? What's missing? What's lacking? And obviously, you're not going to understand everything.
Yeah.
But I think that's also part of like the Rook experience. Be a little bit curious and ask a lot of questions.
Blue frame with white text reading What is student life like? The three students are now talking while sitting in blue couches on campus.
And I remember the first day of class, we had the map where we could all pinpoint where we all come from. Everybody's from everywhere, like different places. It's so social in the class as well. Everybody's talking to each other, wants to know where you're from. It's very exciting.
So at Global Humanities, we belong to a house. That house is a community. And I think it's really fundamental to the study experience that everybody takes that community seriously.
But I think that's also part of the and get to know like the Global Humanities is a little bit smaller. Head of studies and like kind of that's also the beauty of those it people like that we get to have this community and we get to like know each other a little bit and actually feel like we're closer to them. Like, you know, makes you feel welcome and makes you feel like this is your house. Is that they were very particular with that also in the beginning.
Yeah, you begin to feel at home.
Yeah. For me, it took some time to be comfortable with it because I'm used to something different.
Yeah.
I'm just used to going to the university, going home, and that's it. In some ways, it's true. Like when you first base and being able to have a place where you can go to the fridge and grab something or like make your own coffee and stuff, it's true. It just makes it feel much more natural and much more homey.
Blue frame with white text reading What about the future?
Well, I've always been into like production and like broadcasting, so like movies or radio. which is why I studied communications, and wanted to do it in English, which is also why I chose Brooke, because they have both. And so that's what I want to do.
I think I'm going to be out there helping people the way I can. Also helping minority people, minority groups. I think I will work in migration and security and stuff. That's the thing that interests me the most, because I come from that and I know what it's like. And I see my mom as well. She's amazing. She's trying to help as much as she can with the position that she has, which is not that much power in some ways. So if I can go in a higher position of power and then use that power to help other people, I think.
In 10 years, I think I'm going to be a researcher and an educator. Maybe even teaching in this room. Yeah. Who knows? I would like that.
Blue frame with white text reading. Are you interested in global perspectives, culture, media, or human development? Study Bachelor in Global Humanities. The film ends with a blue frame and the logo of Roskilde University.